Hey everyone, Tyler here at The Movie Beat, back with another video update. I just want to be sharing with you some of my thoughts. I just had a great experience in the Korean movie theaters here. A Tale of Two Sisters came back to theaters, part of the CGV Signature-K event. It was advertised as being remastered, so I didn't know going in whether or not this was going to be a new master. I know that there is a new Blu-ray coming out sometime this year, maybe only in Europe, but I was wondering, like, are they using a new master? I didn't see anything about a 4K master, or are people going to buy that and start regretting, like there's going to be another one coming out right around the corner? But I'll start out just by telling you guys, the picture quality that I saw in this one does match extremely accurately to this Blu-ray that I have. This was actually advertised as being remastered, so there has not, as far as I can tell, been any new restoration done to this film. So it was pretty evident because there's a few specks here and there, and I feel like some of the colors can kind of bleed in certain shots, and when the sun is shining really bright, it does look a little bit like overexposed, like the color's not completely right. So I think while there is some flaws to this picture quality, and it's kind of a bummer that it's not like a mind-blowing new remaster, it does look really good, and it does fit the film pretty well. Pretty grainy, but still beautiful, and I like a lot of the colors in it. So if you're worried, if you're wondering about the new, or if you don't own this on Blu-ray yet, and you're wondering about that new one, I think it's coming from Arrow. I'd say it's pretty safe to pick it up. There is not a new 4K remaster around the corner, as far as I can tell. So the other cool thing about this being a Signature-K event is that I did get one of these special tickets. It kind of has a little rippable ticket part here that I'll never rip off, but these are super fun to have as little mementos. This was, I guess you can see, number 10 of the Signature-K event, and I love seeing both of the girls there. It's a little bit small of an art, but it's good. It's a nice shot in the film when they're out on the balcony, and we can see the closet down in the corner, that haunted closet, and the back. Another great shot of the girls, and all of the information about the film. Genre horror, I would say psychological horror, and its original release date, June 13th, 2003, re-released July 21st, 2001. Director, Kim Jee-woon, written and directed by Kim Jee-woon, and actors, Im Soo-jung, Jung-ah, Kim Kap-soo, Geun-young. So I think enough has been said on this film that my thoughts might be a little bit redundant, but I am making a little video here to tell you guys about my experience, so I will try to share with you my experience with this film, because it may be a little bit unique, something to add. So if you haven't seen this film and you don't want to hear any spoilers about it, probably done with the video by now. And if you like psychological horror, definitely go out and check it out. I do think that Tale of Two Sisters is probably one of the most well-made Hitchcockian style psychological horror films that exist from, I guess you would say, modern era, post-2000. Really, every single shot in this film has a purpose, has a meaning, and is building towards the next event. There really isn't a wasted moment in this film. Tension is high. Every single part of the cinematography creates a feeling in me, and I think just the design, the house, everything, perfect. So go out and see it if you haven't seen it. As for my experience with this film, I originally saw it back in probably about 2004 when it first came out on DVD, and of course I had seen Kim Jee-woon's previous film, so I was super excited for it. He done The Quiet Family, Foul King, and this was making big buzz. So super excited, and it did live up to the hype. But one thing that I did not know about this one going in was it is a adaptation of a traditional Joseon era folktale that has been remade quite a few times into films. So being such a well-known story, it's a pretty brave move as a filmmaker to do something that kind of everybody already knows. So what are you going to bring that's original to it? And you know, how do you get around everybody knowing kind of the main beats, the main characters, what's going down? So I think Kim Jee-woon did really well. I'll put a link in the description box you can read through the synopsis, the story of that original folktale. It is wild, it's crazy, it's twisted, and it's quite a bit more epic, I mean, in length and things that happen and the number of characters that are involved than in Kim Ji-woon's adaptation. So Kim Ji-woon's adaptation kind of focuses on a very small part of it. So I think that is kind of where this film can stand apart from everyone else. I really like how this is a true adaptation. It's not like I guess you would say just a remaking of the story page by page. So an original vision, which is awesome. And so the title is the name of that folktale. So Janghwa Hongmyeon. So that's Rose Flower, Red Lotus, and that is the name of the two sisters from that original story. So when I first saw this, I thought it was really good, and I loved the cinematography, I loved the acting, I loved the mise en scène, I loved everything about the look and style of the film. My only complaint was, at the time, I thought I was maybe a pretty advanced film viewer, but looking back, I was pretty young, pretty naive. I kind of didn't like the ending, but I don't like endings where they kind of just twist everything and they pull the rug out from under you, so to speak, and say, wasn't that clever? As being maybe not the best film viewer at the time, I did not know that the rug really was not pulled out from under me. It's set up masterfully for that reveal. So it's basically to reward those careful viewers. Was your prediction correct? But if you rewatch this, nothing is really cheated in telling this story. Every single shot of the father is always addressing his daughter Sumi, the one played by Im Soo-jung. So I guess I better say that the character Sumi, based on this trauma that she had in the past, because we see in the beginning she's being released from a mental institution, she does have dissociative identity disorder, and so her younger sister, when she goes back to this big house in the middle of, the countryside, kind of a motif that we've seen in a lot of supernatural, psychological Korean films, a la The Closet, The Call, so many that you can think of kind of go to that big Western-style house in the countryside. But anyways, while she's there, the younger sister, Soo-yeon, the stepmother, this woman, who's done something weird, the girls don't like her, played by Jung-ah. The stepmother and the younger sister are projections. These are personality changes that Sumi is experiencing. So she is all three of these characters wrapped into one. And I love rewatching this movie that every single shot of the father with, in reality, he's there with his daughter Sumi. He's always responding to Sumi, no matter who's talking to him, whether it's the stepmother, it's always Sumi. You can pretty much break it down to that. There's some shots where the framing, they'll cut out the younger sister and the father's only talking to Sumi. So when I first saw this, I was like, wow, they really don't like this younger sister. What's going on? But it's so well done in that way, and it's fun to go back and see it, how the puzzle pieces really do fit together pretty much perfectly. Overall, though, Im Soo-jung, who went on to make big films, you've definitely seen her in All About My Wife or Park Chan-wook's I'm a Cyborg, But That's Okay. Even though she's the top-billed actress in this, she's the main character, I think that Jung-ah, who plays the stepmother, completely steals the show in this one. Every single moment that she's in this one, her emotions are all over the place. She starts out as just in your face, trying super hard to please these girls who don't like her, and she's just so interesting. And then when you kind of get to see that she is the one who might be the most unstable of all, especially during that famous or infamous dinner scene, it gets epic. Like you just don't see acting like that very often in Korean movies, especially her look. There's something about her look and the way that she was photographed in this film with the cinematography that are just iconic, classic, beautiful shots that really add to the terror, to the mystery, the mystique of this film. It just captures me so much. I love her look in this. A Tale of Two Sisters is definitely a classic, perfect for the Signature-K event. If you haven't seen it, definitely go out and watch it. It's truly one of the best. It's so well made. You just can't believe it. So, slight bummer that it's not a perfect brand new 4K remaster, but seeing it in theaters, new appreciation for the music and sound design in this film. Whoa, especially when those ghosts come out. Whoa, it was like an alien was visiting, was inside my brain during those scenes. I just couldn't believe how good those sound effects were. Awesome. Still jumping at every moment. I've seen it so many times. I know when the scares are coming. I jumped several times, and there was actually only 5 other people in the theater with me, so kind of a bummer, but I was watching them too as the scares were coming, and they were getting curled up and jumping, and it was great. So this movie it holds up. I mean, you just can't believe it came out in 2003. It's still one of the best. So, Tale of Two Sisters, glad to share some thoughts with you on this one. A little bit of my experience during the Signature-K event. Hope it was helpful, hope it was enjoyable. As always, if you like this content, please like and subscribe. And until next time, I'm Tyler here at The Movie Beat. Keep watching movies.